It's October and Halloween just so happens to be my favorite holiday, so I decided I'd go to a haunted house tonight. And I ended up having one of the goofiest experiences of my life. And first and foremost, I want to address these party beads. I'm not wearing these as a fashion statement. I don't go around rocking these things. This is going to tie into the silly story I'm about to tell. So first, let me set the scene for you and give you a bit of lore on how my day went. So I woke up just like any other day. I had some morning wood, and I was pretty pumped about going to this haunted house because I haven't been to a haunted house in about 4 years. And it just so happens to be the same haunted house I was about to go to. But obviously, they've done some revamping. They've redone the whole thing in the 4 years since I've been. And I've only heard good things about it. People were hopping this place up saying, it's so extreme. I took my 90-year-old grandpa with a heart condition there, and he died from one of the jump scares. This place is so scary it'll knock your socks off and make you tinkle your undies. So I ended up showing up, I waited in line, I paid my money, and then I went into the attraction, and yeah, they weren't wrong, it's pretty daggone spooky. The actors did their part, it was a pretty fun time, it was dark, and the jump scares were alright as well. I think I'm developing tinnitus, I can still hear the ringing from them firing off fireworks and what sounded like gunshots in my ears. Also, one of the actors came out from a trap door at one of the points and kind of like hit me like we were in football practice. I said that out loud. I said, "What are we at football practice?" And the group of people that was with me chuckled, so I felt pretty cool. I felt pretty proud of that one-liner there. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is what happened shortly after I got chased by a dude with a chainsaw. It happened in the next building that we went into, and we turned a corner, and what we were in was pretty dark. So turning the corner, it was very bright and vibrant, and it looked like a party was going on. And immediately, I see this dude standing there, and then there's a girl beside him behind a wall in like a cutout, like a window of sorts. And the dude standing there, the first thing I'll notice isn't the BDSM leather Speedo that he's wearing. I don't pick up on him looking like David Hasselhoff. What I first notice is that he has circles painted around his nipples, and the guy's name just so happens to be Slim. And he's one of those guys that has a nickname that's opposite of what he actually is, like calling a tall guy shorty. So Slim obviously was a bigger dude, and he was wearing some BDSM attire, so he was completely naked except for the aforementioned leather Speedo. I think he might have even had a hat on, but he had like some clown makeup on and stuff, it might have even been a mask. I'm not too sure. I'm a bit foggy on the details of what he looked like on his face. I was too attracted to the bullseye nipples to notice anything else. Anyways, I'm at the front of the group, so I walk up to Slim first, and he walks over to us, and he gives you the standard template, what you would expect someone dressed up like a BDSM dude to say. He says, "Welcome to Mardi Gras," and then he says something about like torture and all that kind of stuff, and then he looks at me and says, "Hey, you look like you're into some kinky shit. And by the way, whoever walks through this door first, whoever leads the group, is going to be tortured forever and ever in the most painful way possible." So I was like, "Oh, okay." I turned around, I looked at the group, I was like, "Hey, anyone want to go first? Anyone want to get tortured?" And then he was like, "No, no, you look like you would enjoy it." And then he looks over at the lady and across from the window from him and says, "Hey, hand me one of those things." So she grabs this necklace here and hands it to him. And then he takes it and puts it over my head like he's the queen nodding me. And he goes, "With this necklace going over your head, I now give you your virginity back. And then later I'm going to come and take that virginity from you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, Slim. You have to tempt me with a good time." I think what I actually said to him when he did that, I just found it so funny in the moment. I'm pretty sure I just said, "I can't wait," or something like that. And then, anyways, it's just such a memorable experience to have this happen in the middle of a haunted house. A dude like Slim putting a beaded necklace, a party necklace, over your neck and saying, "With this, I now restore your virginity. And then later, I'm going to come take it." I'll never forget Slim. But anyways, after that, we go by Slim. I don't end up getting tortured for eternity, if you couldn't tell, unfortunately. But we go through the haunted house, the rest of it. It's pretty fun, whatever. The end of it has like a 3D glasses part, which is kind of trippy, and you walk through the tunnel that spins, and it's feeling like you're doing a sobriety test when you have a blood alcohol level of like 0.7. So we finished the rest of the haunted house, and it's pretty spooky. It was a good time. I had fun. And then we're exiting the place, and they have this concession stand set up at the end where you can buy some like hot cocoa and some snacks if you want to. So I walk up to it and I go to buy me a hot cocoa. I say I want a hot cocoa, I give them the money, and then the lady starts looking at me and laughing, and I'm like, oh, did one of the workers put like a kick me sign on the back of my back? What are you laughing at? Are you just laughing at my appearance in general? And then she looks over at the person working with her and goes, see, this guy met Slim. And then she points at my necklace, and I was like, oh yeah, he told me I'd have a good time with him later, and I'm pretty stoked for it. And then they started laughing, and I was like, oh yeah, good old Slim, gotta love Slim. So I guess it's like a thing he does, a shtick, which kind of disappoints me. I thought I was his one and only. I thought I was special. I thought Slim only had Oz for me. But yeah, I just thought that was really funny. They threw something like that in, and even the people working outside in the concession stand were like, they enjoyed the joke as well. I just thought it was so wacky that I went to a place that was supposed to scare the hair off my nuts, and then I end up having a goofy experience like this in the dead middle of getting scared. It's just so funny, man. I had to talk about this. I'll never forget Slim. That moment will forever stick in my head. I'm gonna cherish this party necklace forever. I'm gonna go hang it up on my wall or something. It's gonna be memorialized in some way. I knew I was gonna have a good time going to a haunted house because I'm just really into creepy stuff like that. But I never thought in a million years that I would have this good of a time and even have a piece of memorabilia to remember it by. So yeah, that's that's all I wanted to talk about. Just this necklace and the story that it holds that I'm gonna tell my grandchildren while I'm sitting in a rocking chair, or tell my great grandchildren on my deathbed. I know this isn't my typical kind of content. I feel like a 2016 YouTuber right now sitting down to have a story time, but I just had to make this video, if anything, to let Slim know that I'm gonna cherish these beads forever, more than my first chest hair. But other than that, I'll catch you next time. Oh shoot, I missed.